Welcome back to our channel, A Million and One Stories. We have two special guests here with us, Alexis and Hervé. And today we're going to be talking about relationships. So I want to know, when it comes to relationships and a significant partner that you dated, how much influence does their family or extended network have on your relationship?
Be honest, a lot of influence. You have to be able to connect with the other person's family and really vibe with them. Make it feel like they're part of your own family as well.
Mm-hmm.
For everything to work out the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Was that rehearsed?
No, that's right off the top.
That was a good one. I'm going to pick up what you said. I think it's very important to do that because you have to be mindful that when you enter a relationship, and if you're entering a true relationship, you're not entering a relationship between just you and that person, even though eventually it will merge to just be you two and be strong enough together. But you're really entering a relationship with that person and whomever they have been surrounded by. It could be their friends, families, it could be anybody, you know what I mean? Whoever has a stronger influence in their lives. And I feel like a lot of people are not usually mindful of that. They think that, oh, because I love you, so I'm just going to disconnect so many things and this and that. But sometimes you disconnect so many little other people from that person's family, and then you end up realizing that, oh my gosh, they need whatever it is, or they need closure here in order for us to actually fully move forward. And that's very, very powerful.
Your significant partner has a child, right? Like, how does that play into it too? Because I've seen some situations where, like, maybe a guy has a child and he's not with that kid's mom no more and he's with another girl, but the new girl he's dating doesn't like the kid's mom, and so they're going at it. Like, how does that play into it? Like, are you going to stay in that relationship if y'all not getting along, or how is that working?
You gotta make it work.
Like, you gotta make it work.
It's 2020, we don't have time. We gotta keep it pushing. You gotta make it work.
Yes,
I like that.
So you dealing with bad kids too? How do you work with a bad child? You know,
Right.
especially when you only have one child and your child is innocent. So whenever you have a different child that you're dealing with, I mean, how do you work with that? As far as you saying, you know, it's 2020, we're going to make it work.
I like
mean,
that.
Based on me and Stacy used to work together. We've experienced bad kids. So you gotta find a way to work on that. I mean, I guess
I think it's about
babysit.
patience too.
You babysit somebody's bad child for a couple of days and figure that person out a little bit and apply it towards that kid that you're in a relationship with. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the best way possible. Like right now, I babysit my niece a lot. She's not bad, but she's like kind of in the middle.
Busy.
Yeah, there you go. So I try to like learn from that. So one day when I do have my own kid, I can apply it towards that. Or if I get in a relationship with someone who has a kid, who has a bad kid, I can apply it towards that. And also, like, I don't know if Stacey's the one who mentioned that, it's about patience as well.
I mean, I agree with you, Hervé. I think it's about patience, but my thing is, what about for the people who don't have that much patience, or like, if you're really dealing with, let's say you, Hervé, I'm gonna use you in my example. Let's say you're dating a girl, right? She has a child with another man, right? But you guys are dating. But you don't really like her kid's father like that, right? Y'all are always having arguments, y'all aren't getting along. How do you reconcile that? Or do you reconcile that? Or are you staying in that relationship? Like, if it gets to the point where maybe y'all are fighting, or, you know?
Fighting with the kids?
No, fighting with like the other partner.
Like the baby daddy?
Yeah. Would you stay in that relationship? Like,
Yeah, in this situation, I'm not in a relationship with him, so I don't care what he does. I'm in a relationship with her, so we're gonna have to work something out with me between me and her, and really find a way to, I guess, what is it called, co-parenting?
yeah.
It's the best way I could put it. Like I'm not gonna break off a relationship because I'm not getting along with someone else's child. Like that's childish too.
Hmm.
What was our longest relationship?
Five
Mine
years.
was
Yeah,
three,
5 years.
Yeah, like, yeah, 3 years.
3 years.
Okay. And out of those relationships that you've been into, do you feel like coming into that relationship you felt strong enough to build something with that partner?
What do you mean? Like explain your question. Like what? Say it again.
So yeah, definitely. So did you feel like when you were starting that relationship with that individual,
Mhm.
did you feel like you were building something? You were becoming one to build something bigger than just you, just bigger than just the fact that, oh my gosh, he's my boyfriend, she's my girlfriend, she's my girlfriend, he's my boyfriend, blah 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 blah. Oh, we're gonna have a kid, but like building a family, building
Mhm.
yourself and themselves, and teaming up to do something greater than just being boyfriend and girlfriend.
I'm gonna say no. We were in college, freshman year, right off the bat. So we were young, dumb, trying to figure it out. You know, we grew with each other along the way throughout the relationship. So there wasn't any intent or purpose in the relationship per se, other than being boyfriend girlfriend. You know, having that status quo, this, that, and the third. But I think as the relationship progressed and we dealt with things as a couple together, it kind of framed our perspective of where we were headed. If that makes sense for that 5 year
Mhm.
relationship. But moving forward in other relationships that I pursue now, I'm very intentional. Like there's a purpose. Like I have my blinders on about what I want and what I'm willing to do and things of that nature.
And I think that's because we're older. So like, I
Right.
can say the same thing for when I was younger. That you know, it was just we're in a relationship. So no, I wasn't looking for a future when but now that I'm older, about to hit dirty 30 this year, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hey.
so you know, of course we're gonna be looking for more, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
With the way that everything is, I mean, what is the divorce rate? 50%. So
Right.
I got a better chance being single too. I mean, how y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel as though y'all have to be in a relationship with somebody?
Not
Um,
necessarily.
Right.
Uh,
I
What's
mean,
the
I don't
purpose
know.
of it nowadays?
Exactly. And that's the thing. What is the purpose of a relationship? You know what I mean? Do you just want to be in it because you just want to be in it? Or do you want to be in it because you see that there's something that you can actually do when you team up with somebody? And do you even know yourself? Because I feel like I love when you said, Sierra and also Alexis, you guys mentioned, I was young, but now I'm older and now I'm going in there with a different view. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, I mean, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel like you in a position where you're like, you know what, I'm enough, but I would be great if I have a great partner by my side, not just anybody, not just because of other things, but I'm enough. But having this person, this additional human being by my side, I'm gonna be able to do other things, or we can venture out to do greater things.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with what everybody's saying. I feel like when I was younger, you're searching, you're trying to find like the right one. But now as I'm older and I have kids, it's like I want to be with someone who I could partner with. And I feel like with the person I'm talking to now, like that's what we're building. Like we're cool, we understand each other. Even though we fight, we still able to come to a resolution about, whatever it is that we're upset about, but I can say before that, like before I got into that relationship or this relationship, I felt like Alexis was saying, like, I'm good enough. Like, I don't really need anybody else because my past relationships just did not work out. They weren't for me, right? And so now that I found someone who is a great person and who's willing to grow with me, you know, it makes it all worthwhile. You know, love is just lovely. Like, I love love. And it can, you can lose hope sometimes when you look at the news and you look at, you know, all the people who are getting divorced. And I mean, even Will and Jada, I thought they was unbreakable, you know? But the thing is, they're still together, you know? So just trying to be true to yourself, grow as a person, and growing with your partner, hearing each other's perspective, right? I think that's what it is that I needed to want to stay in this relationship, you know? And I'm seeing that. And like Hervé said, it's 2020. We got to make changes, you know? Love is love. I love love. So
Amen to that.
I hear what you're saying, and I agree partly with everyone. Although I'm single and sufficient, I know for a fact that I'm meant to be a mother, a housemaker, a wife, all these things. So I seek for companionship. So I know that I want to be in a relationship. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Being single is fine. It has its perks. You know, it's beneficial in certain instances. But, you know, when days are cold and I'm going through things, there is something about having a man next to you, someone that's your confidant that can give to you, important to you, that your friends can't, that your family cannot, that your siblings cannot. You understand what I'm saying? So it's different, like that type of relationship dynamic, that companionship, whatever I'm looking for, I can only receive that from someone that is my partner, husband.
Amen
Because
to that.
it's different. Like, I feel like the support across the board is just different.
Are you guys in relationships now, or are you guys dating? Because I want to know how that looks like when it comes to dating now in quarantine, dating with you know, COVID-19 going on and the pandemic. Like, how is your relationship looking now that circumstances have changed?
What is dating? Like, what do you mean?
Dating, or maybe you're currently in a relationship. Let's say maybe you're already in a relationship, you know, and maybe every other weekend you guys went out, you guys went to dinner, you know, for like couples date night, and maybe now you're not able to go as much. Like, has that affected you? Or maybe you're not in a relationship and you do want to be in a relationship, but you're scared to meet people, or you're not able to because of all the restrictions in place. Like, how is that looking for you?
Well, for me right now, I know you see my social
for
media.
you, it's looking like it's popping, because, you know, I'll be seeing on Instagram and YouTube, you everywhere in the world. You in Chicago, you everywhere.
Yeah.
He got to live his life, hey?
Exactly. It's not stopping me. And me and my girl been together 5 years, so recently we just went to Chicago and we got to celebrate.
That's beautiful.
So the dating is not stopping. Like, we go outside, we go out like maybe twice a week. We don't live far from DC, so we just go to DC, grab some food, have a little bit of dates here and there. So it's not as bad. I'm not complaining, to be honest. I mean, if outside was open, we would do a lot more, but we do what we got.
During quarantine, I haven't had time to date. I've been focusing on other things, especially my kids, and trying to prepare myself for this back to school. So I have not had time to do all of that, which is great for me. Right now, I feel like this is a time for me to just chill and mellow. Yeah, and just take time for me, myself, and I. Not worried about anybody and their drama, not worried about anybody and their extra nonsense. But for right now, I feel like I'm where I need to be to prepare myself for where I need to be going.
You already know how I get down since during COVID, but I think for me, it's been fun, to say the least. Well, for most of y'all that know me, like, I'm very spontaneous. So, you know, I love just being on the go. I don't sit still. I don't do anything like that. So I think with COVID, you have to be more creative, more intentional, like we mentioned earlier. So the time that you're spending, it's not just, oh, let's just sit down and watch a flick, if that's what you choose to do. But it's just like, so how can we spice things up? So I've done virtual wine dating, I've done virtual paint night, in-house paint night, cooking
Hey.
classes, the sightseeing. I've done so many different things, but I like that I see the guy putting effort like, yo, like what can we do? You know what I'm saying?
They're
I
being
really
real creative now.
they are, and me as well. You know, you have to be during quarantine. I mean, things were at first things were all the way closed, so there was nothing to do. So you were really limited. Now things are kind of like halfway open. Like it's just to me, it's just fun. I'm enjoying it. Like I love it. I don't feel limited at all.
Well, what about like dating outside of your race? Have you guys done that before? And would you be open to that? Like if let's say nobody's in a relationship right now, like, and you're dating around, like, would you guys be open to dating like outside of your race or even religion? Like, how do y'all feel about that?
Race?
I mean, I haven't
yes.
done that.
Religion,
I've
no.
dated outside of my religion before, but never outside of my race. So I was wondering if anybody else has ever had that experience or
Yeah, I'm going through
provide
it
a
right
little
now.
insight.
We're right now.
I'm
Go ahead,
dating
what
outside
is
of
it?
my religion.
Ooh.
Who, me?
Okay.
So how was
Yeah,
that
I'm
going
dating.
for you?
It's not so bad. Like I'm Christian, she's Muslim, and usually a lot of Muslim like people don't, they like to stay together, but our family is embracing, they're accepting, my religion. So I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
That's
big.
good. That's a blessing.
yeah, it is. It is. That's how you know it's meant to be. To be honest.
So her family is Muslim based, I take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone in the family been to jail?
That's
Nothing,
good.
no disrespect, but it's a coincidence. I mean, let's.
No.
She's about to take
Not
us somewhere. You go, okay, girl, where you taking us?
not
Go ahead.
not that I know of. No.
I mean, that's a great question, Alexis. So why did you ask that? I want to know what was the intention. Like, because I dated someone who was Muslim. The situation went all the way left. Even though us together, we were able to team up and make great things. But yeah,
Everyone I've dated that was Muslim or became Muslim, they've been locked up. Hey, y'all don't know nobody who's been locked up before. I bet they came out Muslim. Okay. I know that it's to protect one another. I get it,
Whoa.
But I was just
Okay.
curious, that's all. But yes, it's back on subject. So yes,
I'm going to get these people.
I'm not. I don't date outside my race, but and that's fine. That's just something I think that we should stick together. I'm okay with dating. I mean, you can be like a mixed version, but you gotta.
I was gonna ask
You know what I mean?
She's crazy.
Some of me, I'm a Jamaican, by the way.
Okay. Jamaican American, yeah, girl.
There you go, so
We got you.
yeah, mine.
I'm open to dating outside my race. I think there are so many beautiful things that you can learn from different race. I don't really go by race, like I've said before. I'm not really into the color things. That don't faze me. The part that faze me is what's in your heart and what's in your heart and in your brain. So if your heart and your brain are not right, there's no need for me to entertain that route. Now, religion to me is very, very powerful. I am a Christian. I pray. And I don't know how the other person will take it, because if I come up and I'm like taking 30 minutes to pray, talk to my guy, have a long conversation, and then he's not happy with that, and then he turns around and be like, but why? That's going to piss me off. And we're going to be fighting devils. And we're not going to be fighting like, oh my gosh, no, honey, I can understand. It's going to be a bigger problem for me. So dating outside religion is, because I've done it before and I saw that it was kind of like hard, I'm no longer too open to it. But dating outside my race, I'm open to it because I'm not really, when I'm gonna just be honest. When I see someone, I don't look at the person as I just see you. Your outside don't faze me. But what comes out of you, because your truth color is gonna come out, is how your heart resonate, how your brain resonate. And if that thing don't resonate right with me, I swear to you, my soul will flee. I will go. I don't care how you look. You could be the prettiest thing on earth or the ugliest thing on earth, but trust and believe me, your inside is the color I'm looking at. And if I
Mhm.
can't, if that relationship can't come, I'm not. I can't. There's nothing for me.
Yeah.
To
So
put a
with you,
twist,
sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna mention to put a twist on things. I know for years before I had a child, which my son he's about to be 4 this Halloween.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
I know. We was just talking about trick or treating.
No.
Trunk or treat.
So life before a child, I would not date a male with a child because I felt like I wasn't gonna get enough attention, and I require a lot of attention until I met a male who I guess wasn't as active in their child's life. And let's be honest, it's a lot of males that aren't active. And before having a child or thinking about, the other parent, like, oh, like why I don't want to be with somebody that don't even care for their child. I understand the younger generation, but not the older generation, because it's like being accepting to, somebody that ain't shit.
Mm.
So, but yeah, uh, just not having that experience, and not believing that you can get enough attention. But of course, you get all his undivided attention or anyone's undivided attention if they're not in a child's life. Let's be honest. Even though it's
I
not
mean,
good. It's not
would
good.
you guys date somebody with kids now? Now, with where we are in life, like, are you guys comfortable dating somebody with kids or not?
Anybody I talk to have to have a child and have to play an active role in their child's life.
Yeah.
So everybody, it's a lot of fathers out here, but aren't actually, playing the role. So for all that, I could be with my child's father.
Mhm.
So
She's crazy.
I like that. That's so honest and that's
So,
true. I mean, anybody can have a baby, but that does not mean it makes you a mom or a dad. So I
Right.
agree. I
For
mean, for
sure.
me, I would date somebody with a kid or without a kid. Not, because I feel like either way, I can take care of. If the person is right, like I said, if you're right, then it'll work. But if you're not right, and plus, depending on if you're in the life of your children, then you'll know how to work with children. If you're not in the life of your children, then you don't know how to work with children. You're learning as it goes. If
you don't have a kid minimum?
for who?
Like a man with
Oh yeah,
10
yeah, yeah,
kids, you
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
it's okay. He
five.
got a good heart, girl. And some good something
Oh no,
else
no, no,
with
no, no,
10
no.
kids.
No,
She's
I
crazy.
do have a kid minimum. That's
I'm
a
just
great
checking.
question.
I don't know.
What's your kid
No,
minimum?
I
4,
do.
6,
Okay. You want to
2,
play it?
1?
I
I
love them
say
all.
one.
I will maybe take 2. That will be good for me because I'm
2.
coming with children
Jokes.
too. If he comes with children, I say come with 2. But if you come with more, I'm gonna be questioning because I already have a lot of kids myself. So I don't want to. And then what if he say, "Oh my gosh, baby, I want us to have children," and then I'm like,
Mm.
we got a whole
How y'all gonna fit in
Football
the
team.
car?
right.
I
don't
want me a
Minivan.
We
minivan.
gonna buy a
I don't
bus.
drive minivans.
I
I
mean,
drive an SUV, not
I
no
got
minivan
I
though.
already drive an SUV too, and I got my CDL. We can get a bus. We good, but
This girl.
still,
Oh my
He
God.
ready.
I don't
Amen.
want to go that route. Like
Amen. Amen.
I want to be mindful. But that is a great question. What's a kid minimum to all of you guys?
One.
Yeah, I would
Listen,
say
One.
because
one
he
or
don't,
two.
That's
only
it.
because he don't have one. You have 2. Go ahead. What's your
Facts.
excuse? What's yours, Sierra?
Mm, Let me just preface by saying when I was younger, I didn't want to date a man with any kids
There we go.
because I initially thought that I wanted to share that experience. I have no kids, by the way. For everyone who's watching, listen, I have no kids. So for me, it was really important that I share that first moment with him because he already had that first. But then I got a little bit older and then I realized that they men with kids. And then I realized it's still a first for us because it's our first child together. And then I thought about what if I'm unable to have kids, God forbid. But you know what I'm saying? Like you never know what that addition to your family is going to bring to you. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So that's that. Cause I dated men with kids and men without kids. My kid minimum, I don't have a minimum, I would say. I think for me, the requirement is no baby mama drama. I don't want to roll up and then she looking at me crazy and I'm like, well, what the fuck is what? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have any of those issues because I feel like if you're going to pursue me as a man, your house already needs to be in order. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring me to your situation and then it's confusion all around. No, because eventually I'm gonna want to, be married to you. It has to be a unit across the board. So
in the event that a person's significant other, whether it's a child, father, mother, or a person they're with, I'm sorry, they have connections with, so it got to be with a child. If they were to try to tell your significant partner that, like they've been messing with each other, like, who do you believe?
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
The
I give you
significant
the tea.
other or the.
I don't know. I have to look through somebody's phone. I need some evidence.
You need some evidence.
What you want to see?
I want to know if it like.
What you want? What are you okay with seeing?
I mean, I'm not really okay with seeing anything. I'm hoping that it's happening. But if somebody's coming to me with this type of information, like, don't come to me with no bullshit, no words. Like, I'm like, come with me with some straight facts.
It could be. Maybe she want him back, so maybe she's just trying to get in your head. And she already slept with him before, so she knows every little dimple, every little crevice, how he be moaning, all that stuff. So she already know. She could be just trying to get under your skin.
She could have an old video, so.
True.
It could be a setup. It could be a trap.
How are y'all? Well, how are y'all dealing with this? I mean, first of all, I'm gonna go to my man,
and he gonna deny it. And then what you gonna say?
But before I go to my man, since this person is coming to me first, right? I'm gonna just check out. I'm gonna do some discovery, okay? All right, I'm gonna do discovery. I'm gonna be FBI, CIA if I need to be, okay? And I'm gonna figure out this story she's talking about. Then I'm gonna take my information, gather my stuff, my kit, and I'm gonna go talk to my man about what I just heard. Right?
Yes, amen.
And if he's denying it to me, right? We're in a relationship. If he's gonna deny or say this did not happen, of course I'm gonna believe my man if I don't have no reason. I don't have no reason to not believe him because we're in a relationship. So there has to be some type of trust there. And because this is his kid's mother, right? They have had a relationship before me. So I'm going to believe my man until proved otherwise, right?
How many times you going to believe him?
Well,
how many times?
Right in my
how many
face,
times? How many times are we hearing it? Was it just one time over Christmas? Like what? How many?
I mean, does it have to be just holidays? It's like, nah. I mean, how many past? Okay, so a male messes up, right? They all do, Hervé. Okay. And how many chances do you give a male? I mean, we know males they don't give females no chance. It'd be like, oh, you did what? The female like, hey, baby, I can forgive you.
Yeah.
Nah, no chance.
Yeah, no chance. I feel like, yeah,
no
absolutely not. None.
No chances?
No chances.
No.
Damn.
Well,
no three strikes you out.
No, if I was in a situation and the baby mama is coming at me and trying to tell me she's up with my man, that causes insecurity and doubt for me in my relationship. That means there's something going wrong in that camp. It's not right, and I don't need it. I don't need to feel doubt, insecure, question my man, his intention, his actions with the mother of his child, because that's a lasting relationship. I may come and go tomorrow. That's gonna be forever. So no, I'm out. I'm good.
Know your
I'll be
worth.
on to the next one.
Know your worth. Know your worth. Hey.
Hervé, you say no chances. Why no chances?
This man just can't deal with it.
Well, how come you can't get no chances though? Like, come on, people make mistakes, Hervé.
Yeah, make mistake without me being there. So no chances. Can't do it.
That's crazy.
Y'all are hilarious.
Is it your confidence in a relationship, Hervé?
My confidence? No, my confidence is 1,000%. But if something happens outside of my being, like, it has something to do with her. Because I make sure 1,000% that I'm, once again, 1,000% in a relationship. I'm going to make sure I do everything that makes her happy. So if she does something or if I hear something outside, that's between her and herself. So
have you
she
ever
has
cheated?
to go. No.
Okay, for the ladies, woo! Have you ever cheated?
No.
I'm not a cheater.
Oh, me?
Ain't
No.
nobody
Nah.
gonna acknowledge that. It's just
I'm
like
not cheating. I'd
WAP.
rather walk away. I'll be by my damn self. I don't need to cheat on no motherfucker. Shit.
Exactly.
Amen. No,
But what
I
if it
have
was like
not.
emotional cheating, not sexual, like an emotional cheat?
I wouldn't be with that person. Like, so if I'm about to go do me, I'm not with you. Is that
But it's
simple?
emotional. Like it's no sex involved. It's like an
But I feel,
emotional attachment.
and I
Like
like that because to be honest with you, Sierra, every female, well, not every, sorry, most women that go and cheat, if they were in a relationship, they become emotionally attached to something else before, and that's probably because due to whatever had happened in the past.
I wouldn't say that. And I know you said not every female. The only reason why I say I wouldn't say that is because you've never been in a relationship where you're not satisfied.
First of
physically,
all, it's
sexually.
not gonna go that far out, and then
But
stay
you don't
there.
just jump and do it, to know if it's a yay or nay. You know what I mean?
I'm
This
not
person
gonna
is so
entertain that.
beautiful on the inside.
Mm-mm.
And it's like, what the hell?
No,
It's
because
Put
all
let
my
me
money
different.
back.
I like what you're saying, and what you're saying is true.
I
would
mean,
rather,
anybody could be in the situation, I guess is what you're saying too, right?
yeah, I
You
think
never
so.
know.
Yeah.
I think so, but no, I don't need to cheat on you. If that's the case, I might as well just leave.
Where I'm embarrassed is in the event that that person that ain't even all that, then cheated on you. It's like, you got my business in the street. That little thing.
Mhm.
Right.
But I have a question. I have a question for Hervé. So
Mhm.
maybe this is not for you, directed at you, but since you're a male, you can give us a male perspective. Why do men always feel the need to be so messy? Like say it was with a female,
Yeah.
she did him dirty or whatever he thinks. Then he want to go out dogging her like, oh, she wasn't this, she wasn't that, her pussy was not that. But it's like, I was just
But
with
you
you.
still be
What's the problem?
calling and you like, yeah.
So like, why is it like men feel the need to be so messy? They always talk about who they dealing with.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sit and pick this like, hey yo, rate this girl. She cuter than that. What you think? Why y'all do that? Well, why do men do it?
It's about pride, I guess.
All right.
It's about pride. That's what it is.
Pride and
What
That's all
ego.
it is. Pride and ego. That's all it is. Because I mean, but you gotta be able to classify those people. There's a difference between, men's with still like kid mentality and actual men. And actual men wouldn't do that. But those who have like, I guess they'll regret and they have a lot of pride and ego, so they go out and, portray that kind of image out for the other guys not to be able to be involved with you, I guess, because they still feel like they have some type of emotion or feeling attached to you. That's why they do it. That's my opinion.
When does a man know? And this, I know you like one man in the mix of four
Speak for
women,
everybody.
right? And you don't probably speak for all the men out here in this entire world, but when does a man know that that particular woman or female is the one for him?
Mm,
Like your
is that
existing
based
girl.
on my current girlfriend?
She the one for you.
I think so. I
Ooh,
believe so.
you think
Cause
so?
Hey, she gonna watch this.
no,
Say something good. She love you. He love you.
I
She
believe
love you.
so. I believe so because I compared her to because I've been in a 5 years relationship before her.
Okay.
So I had to compare both the longest relationship I had and
Not supposed to compare, but go ahead.
yeah, you're not supposed to compare, but I like doing that to really see because I did love the other females that I was involved with, but I had to that's why I'm comparing them because I'm trying to see what they lack that she has.
Mm-hmm.
In everything that they lack, she currently has it.
Are you
That's
saying
why I
that you are
classify.
evaluating them?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm trying to
That's
see
how
like the growth.
Uh-oh, wrong word. Wrong word.
No, I think it's good, but I feel like that could be very dangerous though.
And challenging. Like
Yeah.
to, try to, fill in these gaps of this person you don't even know nothing about it. He looking at me like, hey, she was she used to always yell at me in the morning. You gonna yell at me in the morning too? You know? I don't know if I can deal with this. But
No,
we
not like
understand.
that. It's not. I'm not picking the little issues. I'm picking like oh, does this person care? How is this person? How am I seeing this? How am I seeing myself with this person like in 5 to 10 years from now? And based on some of the problems that the previous woman had, I'm not seeing it with her. So in my
She's
head, I'm
different.
thinking she's different. She's built different. Like I'm seeing a lot of improvement that I've loved to see with the other people, but they never got to show that. And I'm seeing it with her, so I'm like, okay. I, I'm not trying to use evaluating, but I'm able to see that
Her
she's
worth.
yeah, yeah. Her worst is like their best. So,
That's
that's
interesting.
how
That's
that's how I
actually
know that
good.
she's the one. That's the way I'm able to do it. I don't know
Right.
about other guys, but yeah.
How long have you been in your relationship? The listeners are gonna want to know.
My current 5 years.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that you're currently in right now.
hmm I've been in it 5 years before, and now I'm currently in it 5 years again.
Oh, okay, so that's it, man. After this, I mean, not after this, but you,
That's here comes the marriage.
Hey,
when the
I'm
hell you
still,
gonna propose, bruh? This is
I,
time. We live. Go ahead.
She's
I'm,
crazy.
So I
I'm
have a
sitting my, I'm
question.
sitting
He's
my
like,
I have a
I'm
shoulders. I
question,
gotta wait.
evaluating
Monday.
her. Look, he said she
Monday, I got a
evaluating.
question for you. You ready?
Yeah, for me.
So, yes, for you.
Okay.
So my question is like, you have guy friends, people that you consider like your best guy friends. Like, what
hmm
advice do you give to them when they're trying to navigate dating, pursuing relationships, or do you only hang out with or associate yourself with people who are in a relationship
Now,
or
that's a great
aspiring to
question.
be married? So,
No, I have both. I have some of my friends who want to be married and want to
hmm
have kids, and I do have some single friends. Um, and for dating,
hmm
I had one of my friends actually come to me and ask me, what kind of pointers I can give him, and I'm like, the best point I could give him is patience.
okay.
Learn how to, like, how do I say it? Like, look at her and see. Damn, I forgot to say it. I forgot. I had the
And
word,
like
but I
what he
forgot
likes about
exactly.
her, what her
No,
good
pretty
good
much,
parts are.
pretty much like learn her. Like, I don't.
hmm
I forgot to say it, but like whenever she talks, whenever she speaks, make sure you listen. Make sure you analyze everything that she says and kind of like apply that towards everything that you guys do. Whatever date that y'all go on. If you're in the DMs, if you guys are texting, everything that she tells you, make sure you double check, like go over that and apply that towards the date and make sure you do that, so on and so forth, until you realize or until both of you guys are on the same page and she realized that she likes you or you realize that you like her and proceed. That's the way I did it, and I'm very patient. So that's
Oh,
the best way
how
I could have get.
long? But how long does it take you guys to like move to the next step? Like as far as getting married or stuff like that. Like if you've been in a relationship for 5 years, right?
Mhm.
How much longer do
That's
you
how long
need
she gotta
to
wait.
get? Yeah, how long does a girl have to wait? Or even like what prevents men from moving to the next step, I guess? If you guys have been in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship for so long, what prevents men from moving to that next step? Or what keeps people in that phase for so long?
Right, because I
For
would have been gone.
a lot of people have commitment issues. For me, is I want to reach another level of another financial level in order for me to get to that next step. Because once we get to that next step, we're gonna have kids and such, and I want to be ready for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she understands as well. She knows that I'm working hard to become financially independent. So once I reach that level, I have no issue. I can pop the question whenever. I just go buy a ring. We fly off somewhere, and I pop the question. That's it.
So basically, with you, is setting up your goals, just making sure that you yourself you're right, and of
Correct.
course, making sure your partner is good, and then bringing it to fruition, that whole partnership. That's what you're saying.
Correct. Correct.
That's
I gotta make
interesting.
sure. I gotta make sure she doesn't have to work anymore.
That's what.
Question. So
That's my goal.
I would like to grow with someone. Like, you ain't got to be a millionaire. Like, why we can't get this together? Why we can't build together? Why I got to wait till you got all this money? And why I got to wait till, until you didn't, in your career and did 10 years of school just to get a baby and a ring, some more stuff. Why? What am I waiting for?
Well, I'm gonna speak on myself for my relationship. Since she's Muslim,
Oh, yeah.
she has to be married before she has kids. Right
Right,
now,
because of the religion.
Last time I
correct.
checked, any religion, we ain't supposed to be having sex either.
Well,
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Just saying, evenly,
Y'all
do we
second
evenly
that.
yoked or something? Okay. All right. He
And
said,
based on her, she's like she's successful right now. She's a pharmacist.
Oh, nice.
So
Look at you. You
you know,
got you a good woman. Stay put.
thank you.
we got to
And
connect.
and based on that too, again, the male ego plays a role in it too. Our family's gonna look at me in a way like you're not a pharmacist. So at least try to get something that equals to her or even better.
Right.
So that's what I'm waiting on. And that should be long.
Definitely. I have a question. You said something where you mentioned something, and I'm gonna say this only because I have been married. Okay, I had children in my marriage. My beautiful babies come from a marriage. But that does not always necessarily mean because you are in a marriage that everything will be gravy. Everything will be roses and flowers and all of that. But you said something that I have seen and heard in marriages, which is I want to get to a place where I don't need for her to work. In a man who is striving to be the best version of himself,
Mhm.
what in your mind is telling you that she would no longer want to work when you guys get to that level of partnership? Because she sounds like a very smart woman to me. So why would you say I want to get? So it's great that you are in the level where she does not need to work, but why would you have that mindset of like I want to get to the level where she no longer needs to work? Because I've struggled with that for so many years. I've heard people tell me, "Oh, you're too independent," to the point where I have to backtrack, and that's but then when I hear it from a man who sounds like, oh my gosh, she's happy, this and that, but what makes you believe that that woman does not also want to be as successful as her partner?
Right, you
That's what.
sending her home to take care of the kids after you done knocked her off,
Oh no, it's not.
She's trying to get the money too, and you like, no, wait till I get there too,
No, it's
Sure.
not that. We're pretty much on the same level when it comes to that, on being successful. She knows that that's something that I'm striving for. Like I'm trying to work. I'm working my best at it, and she wants to be on that level too. And the thing, when I mention is that I wouldn't need her to work once I'm done. She can still work, but she can work at her own pace. Like she could have $1 million, she could just sit there, or she can go to work. It's up to her.
God.
Like we on the same page on that. And that's what I want. That's what I want for the future, and that's what she wants as well.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
not just about her sitting at home and taking care of the kids. No.
Right. No, and I hope, is that a conversation? You said you guys are on the same page. Is that a conversation that you guys have on
Yeah,
a
we've
regular?
had
I'm
it
sure
for on
they've
a
been
regular.
together 5 years.
Hey,
We
you never
always
know, girl.
Hey,
we
you
always
right.
talk about
I
that.
just told you I've been married. I've heard these things, and I'm just sitting there like, well, You knew I was going to finish
True.
school, right? You knew I was going to have a job, right? Like, why now you want me to be a stay-at-home mom? I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. That does not mean that I'm diminishing the fact that there's beautiful stay-at-home moms, but maybe I want to be a mom that goes out there and also make my own, not because I want to be bigger and better than you, but because I want to know my worth and I want to keep doing what I need to do. And I feel like if I'm a whole and you a whole and we team up, that's a blessing in disguise. I don't feel like it has to be like, well, now that you've made it, go sit down and take care of the kids. That's my views. And I think and to a lot of females, I have seen that too. But I don't know, I might be wrong. There are females who love to stay at home and do whatever or just go shopping, whatever. I don't ever want a man to tell me, you know, don't shop because, you know, or blah, 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 blah. I would rather he tells me, hey, babe, we don't need to be wasting money on this. Let's redirect our finances to blah, blah, blah. But not to tell me, I'm not going to give you any more money because blah, blah, blah. No. But it's not, and I'm not saying this because of ego or high class or whatever. I'm saying this because of the fact that I feel like each individual, we need to know who we are so that when you team up with the right person. There are women who are extremely happy staying home. The man bring the bacon and they do whatever. And that is good for you if it works for you. And there are women who wants to go out there and be as challenging as the man is and come together and make other things happen. And I feel like people just need to know where they're at.
But I feel like the social construct of gender roles heavily influences our relationships and how we view financial stability or financial responsibility, if that makes sense, right? And also our environment. So say, for example, you come from the South, you know, the deep, dirty South, and marriage is heavily enforced. You have mother and father who've been together your whole entire life. So you have that notion of marriage. And then you see your mom, she stays at home, doesn't work, doesn't anything. The father takes care of everything. It's all about what our environment is constructed of, how we imitate that to our own reality, and also what society tells us. They tell us the man is supposed to pay for everything, carry that financial responsibility, and we as women, although we go getters, don't be as ambitious or as what's the word, driven to you know, outshine our male counterpart. Does that make sense? So I feel like we as young women, younger girls, that is heavily impressed upon us. Like, you know, be a good woman, you know, you have to do this to keep your man, you know, the man is supposed to be this, supposed to be the breadwinner, you know, don't step outside your box, you know what I'm saying? You can go to school, but don't be too much, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's everything compiled into one that influences how we navigate that responsibility in our relationships. Because there are some men who are more than happy staying home. They don't care that the woman goes to work. They don't feel a lack of pride or emasculated by being home. It's just whatever works for that couple, but we would see that and be like, I don't know, that don't make no sense. Like, girl, you doing what? He at home doing what? He cooking and cleaning? You know what I'm saying? But that's how we've been conditioned to think as women, men, and women and men in a relationship.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sierra, because growing up in foster care, that happened to me where my foster mom, she would make me clean all the house, the dishes by hand, right? Clean the floors, everything. And the other foster kids who were boys, she would not make them lift a finger. I'm like, why are you making me do everything? They can do it too. I didn't eat all the food up in here. I would even try not to eat, right? Just so I didn't have to clean, right? And I still got to clean. And she told me, she was like, when you get old and you get a man, he will knock your head on every post of the house because you don't know how to clean, you don't know how to do this. And I'm like, but what does cleaning have to do with being a good person or being, I'm not saying, you know, you don't want to clean or whatever, but why is that the make or break of a relationship?
Right. I had this friend who pretty much, they was like, you know, how come every time I come to your house, you don't never cook me a meal? And I'm like, I'm sorry, hold up. Am I your wife? Are you paying my bills? You know, I'm a homeowner.
Groceries?
You know, and he was like, do I ask you, you know, to pay me to do all the stuff you got me doing around your house? And, you know, maybe pause like and think about it. And I'm like, but this is a working relationship, you know? So.
I mean, it's a lot. I think it just, I feel like from when we're younger, I wish that I was taught, or for me, I wish I was taught to love myself more and not look to relationships or look to guys to love me more than I love myself, to just love myself and be happy with who I am. And when I do that, that is when I'll be able to find the match for me in a relationship. I'll be able to find someone who loves me for who I am, instead of trying to fit in somebody else's definition of what love is. Just love myself first, and then I'll be able to find love after that, or love will find me, you know? And I feel like with the movies that, you know, are out, like Disney movies like Cinderella, right? She was an orphan pretty much, or she lived with her stepmom. Then she finds her prince, and then what? She gets married, and then what? Like she, you know, and I feel like a lot of people have that fantasy of getting married to someone and being taken care of, but you should be also independent and be able to, you know, make choices that benefit yourself.
Right.
So
I'm sorry, I trust single men more than married men. Go ahead and ask me. I'm sorry. More married men have tried to talk to me than single men. I mean, like, ain't nobody single? Hervé, it's okay. Don't rush your marriage, okay? I mean, apparently, you know, what y'all doing is working, you know. It's not about society and the pressure and the peer pressure. I'm sure she gonna have that conversation with you when she ready. Because, you know, usually females, you know, once we're set in our ways, we're like, you know, you either gonna do it or we're gonna leave, you know? So it's okay.
I don't know if I will
Sure.
agree with I trust single men more than I trust married men, because I just kind of like what Hervé said earlier. It's the mindset that you come into the relationship with. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't just if you come in as a boy in a relationship and you marry somebody who's willing to marry a boy, then he's still a boy. It don't matter, you know. Not just because you have a ring doesn't mean, oh my gosh, you know, he's a man. No, you still a boy. Now, if you are single and you are a single but mature man who knows what you need to do, there are some mature single men who will literally tell you, I am not interested in you. Literally, like, no, I don't want to do this because that's not the path I'm going down on. And there are married men that would tell you, oh, I got a wife. I'm kind of happy where I am. I'm sorry. I don't know why you're giving me the extra eye.
But before you continue, anybody ever heard that before from a married man?
Well, I never, like I said, I don't cheat, and I have never entertained
well,
anybody.
you know what? I have.
But
Let me
yeah,
just put it out there.
Me too.
But I have heard people.
Go ahead.
I have heard men who will have conversation about, you know what, I'm married, but like, if you know this, that, and the other, I'm like, that's great. You know, you should be happy to talk about your partner. You should be happy.
I agree. Should be.
Mhm.
But again, like I said, that's
Absolutely.
vice versa with women. You know, there are women who go out there and do the same thing men are doing.
Correct.
Society will come and say that, oh no, only women will act this way, and they will be the whore of the house, and this, that, and the other, or only men, and
But
blah blah blah.
We want to be
I have a
equal.
question though. I have a
But it's
question
vice
though.
versa. It's equal. The only difference is that
It's a double
we don't,
standard.
exactly. People don't just want to be honest and say, hey, listen, the men are doing the same thing as women are doing the same thing. So we are all equal. We are, though. We really are. There are equal whole men as equal whole women. They are equal. Trust and believe me.
But I feel like it's just a lot. Like, I feel like a man who is in a relationship and they have a wife and kids, they should respect that relationship, because it has repercussions. Like, it has an impact on everybody in that situation, especially if you have kids. Like, I've been in a situation where a guy from a different country, from Africa, a country in Africa, they came here and their family is still back home, and they're trying to get into another type of relationship, right? And then the person that they get in a relationship with, they don't know that they got a whole family back home that they trying to bring to America.
Honey, I hear that about Jamaicans.
Oh, I'm not. Everybody.
I hear
Not
that
just
about
them,
Americans.
Jamaica.
I
all
hear
of
that
them.
about all type of people. The sad part about it, like I said, is the mindset of the people. Where are you? You know, like right now, let's all say we all go out, we having a great time, right? A man approached us and he doesn't have his wedding ring. So we're gonna assume the man is single, right? Because we of course we are gonna be checking for a wedding ring.
Or when he put his hand in his pocket, girl. I'd be like, what you doing? Why you keep putting that left hand in your pocket? I heard if it's slipping off, you can't slip it off with one hand.
Exactly. So, but you gotta be mindful that it has to be what type of man is it? Or women. There are women who do that. And, and like that's why I go back to what I said earlier. Women, when Tiara was saying, do you feel like, women cheat emotionally? Yes, women cheat emotionally because sometimes you could have been in a relationship where your man just started cheating on you, and the next thing you know, you looking to fill that gap. So now you starting to do all these devious games and playing little tricks here and there with your girls, going out, putting your ring over there, maybe not even, or maybe you even have your ring on and you just like, I don't care.
Is flirting cheating?
No. Flirting is not cheating, Hervé.
Okay, Hervé, what you got to say? Is flirting cheating?
Um,
Come on, Hervé. Flirting right now, so not playing.
I want Hervé to marry his girl. Leave him alone.
Trying to get the question and went with the picture.
Hervé's about to freeze.
I know, right?
It's both
Lost
cheating.
signal.
It depends.
Depends.
Like
Yeah.
the level of flirtation? Like
Yeah,
how?
the level.
There's different levels to it. Oh my goodness.
There's different levels. It depends on that. If it's like, I guess flirting with attention, that's cheating. If you're just innocently flirting, I guess you're just complimenting someone. Like you see, for example, you see a beautiful girl walking past and you're like, oh, I like, the outfit you have on or whatever. I don't think that's
So
cheating.
you're gonna tell a beautiful girl while your girlfriend's with you, oh hey, like you wearing them jeans, girl. You look good. Oh, I love that bag. You look good.
I'm like,
What?
baby, look at her.
Right.
No,
Do y'all have
I
those
would,
conversations?
if
Like, y'all that cool?
if I compliment, I would just say, oh yeah, she has a nice outfit on. That's the way I see it. I'm not
Okay,
just
so
gonna go as far.
your delivery.
Right. I'm not just gonna say, yo, she look like
She got a fat ass.
She you know what I mean? She look good. No, I'm not. That's disrespectful towards her. Because if she did that with a guy walking past, I would have an issue with it.
Why?
Okay. Well, thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us today. This was awesome. I hope everyone loved our conversation on relationships and were able to gain some insight about what we talked about and are able to apply them to your personal life. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we will see you guys next time. Peace!